Yeah, you're good, I think.
All right. My name is Tega, and
So,
today
can we remove these things
I will be pitching a last mile
so that I can sit
logistics
down?
solution called Altiso.
Is
And
it one?
yep. So before I go through my slides, I would like to ask: is there anybody here who runs a small business that delivery is part of your business value chain? Like you deliver items to your customers. Is there anybody in this room that runs any kind of business like that? Cake, you bake cake, you sell clothes, whatever, anything like that. Fantastic. I would like to have one more person, maybe a female, some around. Fantastic too, a female probably. All right. So, gentlemen, you don't mind me asking you a couple of questions, and the first question would be: how do you handle logistics now? How do you handle your delivery? And that's the first question. The second question would be: who are the current companies you use? So I'll start with you, gentlemen. Good afternoon. Oh, Ibadan. Yeah. GIG. Yeah. Use bikemen within Ibadan. So these are independent bikemen or micro logistic companies that have a couple of bikes that independent bikemen. All right. Thank you very much. And you, gentlemen. Yeah. She said it's you guys. So you make delivery for her. All right. Do you have a smartphone, sir? Oh, you do. All right. So you take it to the person on her behalf, notwithstanding the distance. All right. And sir, just back to you if you don't mind. One more question, please. What are the maybe top 3 challenges you face with those independent riders you patronize? There is complaining. Affects relationship with customers. The stress. The stress they went through. The delivery process. The delivery process, the complaint. Most times the delivery process takes time, right? All right. And most times are they expensive? Are they has their price? All right, all right, all right. All right, thank you very much. So, yep. So like I said, the name of my startup is Altiso. Is the in-driver of last mile logistic built for businesses. The problem is the logistic problem, third-party logistic problem in Lagos, as experienced by businesses and as experienced by some of us who have played in the industry too. We've come to realize that businesses are excluded. The major companies you have today who play in this space have not really built their solution to serve businesses optimally, right? And by the major player, I mean the big names you know, and also the independent guys and the guys that have like 10 bikes, those micro guys. So one All right. So, like I was saying, for some of us who have first-hand experience, I have managed a logistic firm before with like 5 to 10 bikes. I understand the unique economics behind moving an item from one place in Lagos to another place, with that understanding, I know that it's not as expensive as some of these companies charge small businesses for that service. And I can go on saying why they do that, but maybe as I go on, I would point out some of those reasons. So, yeah, so these are the problems peculiar to us in Lagos, small businesses, people who want to deliver items from their office or their shop to their customers. Yeah, so like I said, I have run a logistic firm before and I noticed this problem and I felt like we need to solve this problem because I don't think it's not healthy for small business owners, right? And one of the first solutions I thought of was to handle, so what I did was, and let me just say, these are my experiences also, but we have data to back it up. The Thread Group is a Nigerian business consultancy firm. They came out with a report. They surveyed over 1,000 small businesses and they corroborated some of these issues. These are the most pressing issues they face with handling delivery. So I took them one by one and said, okay, how do we solve for the integrity of our parcel? How do we make sure parcels are safe and are handled well? Then we came up with the idea of parcel tracking. So for safety, you should be able to track your parcel. You should be able to know where your parcel is at every time. And that is what Ostiso is going to do for small businesses. Then also for safety, yes. And also for safety, we come up with QR code technology, right? So what the QR code technology will do for small businesses is that when you are giving your item to our rider, you're going to stick a QR code on the parcel, right? It's going to be like the opening area of the parcel. It's like if it's an envelope, you put our QR code there, you scan it, it saves the QR code at the back end, and what happens is whoever you're sending that parcel to, who uses our app, will be able to scan that barcode to confirm that that was the barcode that you originally placed on your parcel, right? So what that does is that takes safety to the next level. Make sure your goods are safe, right? From when they leave the manufacturer down to the customer. So for delivery time, frankly speaking, if we want to increase delivery time, we need to, there are so many infrastructural problems why items are delivered late, one of which is road, traffic, and all of this stuff. But there are some other things we can do from our end, and which is what we want to do. Some of those things are some of the features we want to introduce. One of them is Express. Some companies do that already. The other is cluster delivery. So cluster delivery, how it works is if you are sending an item to a particular place, right, we'll give you a discount for doing that. Sorry, cluster was supposed to be on that fee negotiation. Let me move on to dedicated. So we have dedicated feature. What dedicated does is, now there are businesses from experience who just want to have a dedicated rider to them. They just want to have that. And today there is no provider who does that. Nobody does that. So we are going to be doing that. So it's a dedicated plan. Riders who register on our platform will be able to indicate if they want to have their bikes dedicated to a particular business. And what that does is that these riders have sure delivery they get to do whenever the businesses need them or however the businesses need them. And the second thing is that for the businesses, you don't have delivery headache again. You know, you have a rider who is not yours. You didn't incur the overhead cost of having that rider. You are not even maintaining the bike or maintaining the person. You have a dedicated rider to you, making your delivery and your business move smoothly. The last one is we wanted to see how we can solve delivery costs. Then we came up with, that's where the whole in-driver tag came up. So we came up with a feature that allows customers to negotiate their price from the app. So now you want to deliver from Ikeja to Festac, you can offer your price and a rider tells you if it's going to accept it. If anybody has using driver here, you know how that works. It tells you if it's going to accept it or if it's not going to accept it. You have counter offer. So what that does is it creates this avenue for healthy competition. And very much that when there is competition, most times price will fall. And all of these transfers, all of this is in the favor of the customer, right? So with these three solutions, solutions, to a very large extent, we have come to say that it will solve these three major issues that businesses are currently facing with delivery in Nigeria and in Lagos. Yeah, so the whole idea, how it came up, like I said, I was managing a logistic firm in Lagos, and I noticed these things for myself, and then I decided to conceptualize. I came up with the idea, I did my basic research. Presently, I'm fundraising, and so I'm fundraising, putting a team together so that we can start building our ship and solve this problem that businesses are currently facing. Why do we need to solve this problem now? The e-commerce industry is currently booming. According to McKinsey, this industry will be worth over 10 billion by 2025, and there are some other media that have forecasted that it will be worth more than this. I've seen 25 billion and the likes. So we need to do that because we don't want a situation where we have a lot of small businesses, a boom of small businesses, and we don't have logistics to serve them. Like, we very much know that logistics is the life of commerce, like they say. Without logistics, commerce cannot thrive. So we don't want a situation where we have a lot of people who are doing businesses and we don't have the logistics capacity to serve them. That's why we need to do this now. Another reason is small businesses are currently bleeding revenue. From first-time experiences, I've had business owners tell me that why I shut down my business was because I did not have a logistic company to serve me. I've had that a countless number of times. So what that means is we have businesses that are closing shop because of lack of proper logistic, affordable and quality logistic service. And we have lots of them that are losing revenue because they have orders and they don't have the logistic capacity to meet those orders. Then finally, why we need to do this now is I think the industry is ripe for innovation. Like I said earlier, we are introducing novel tools that the industry doesn't currently have, and we think those novel tools will help streamline and ease and make logistics service in Nigeria more effective and optimal. Let me go back to that previous slide, sorry if you don't mind. Yeah, so I spoke about dedicated plan. Then there is multiple feature. What multiple does, as I speak now, there is no such platform that allows a merchant to run multiple orders at the same time. So if you have like 3 packages you want to send, you first have to, if you're using their platforms, you first have to create an order for package 1, have it delivered, before you create an order for package 2, have it delivered, before you create an order for package 3, have it delivered. Now with multiple, you can create, for different locations, you can create order for multiple items in the app at the same location, and you have our riders come to pick it up and deliver it. What other? Then route optimization. So from the in-app, a rider can see best route to follow to reduce delivery time. We have another one, en-route backup. So most times what used to lead to delay in deliveries, some of these guys, there is the act of God and there's also technical issues. These are machines, so they can decide to misbehave at some point. So we have the en-route backup plan, where if you are in that kind of situation, we have our rider come pick up the same item for you and deliver it on your behalf. Then e-commerce APIs and web plugins. So we are looking at the time where we are already at that time where e-commerce businesses have websites, so we just plug in our API and they can form their websites, use our services and also their customer. So who are our target audience? Traders, merchants, online retailers, and small businesses. And in Lagos alone, we have over 3.2 million of them, according to a report from MSME survey report by SME Dan. What is the market size? In sub-Saharan Africa, there are over 44 million micro and small MSMEs. In Lagos, my serviceable available market is 3.2, and this is the Lagos market, which I'm looking to start with. And we want to obtain like 300K of this market, which is a 10% of it. How big is the logistic market in Nigeria? The logistic market in 2020 generated a revenue of $5.1 billion, and there are projections that it will double by 2025. So this is a very huge market. How is the market currently shared? So we have guys like Quick with 100K B2B customers. We have the Go-Carder with the 30K B2B. This is just B2B. Our target is businesses and not customers. Then we have the other guys that the likes of Sharp Sharp and some of those names, they account for like 2.7%. Then we have the micro guys that you use, and the independent riders, they account for more, because in Nigeria, we have like 500 registered e-commerce businesses. So if you take away these big names, you will know a large portion of those registered businesses are the micro and the small guys. So we have over 2.8 million businesses that are still not being served in Lagos alone. Who are our direct competition? We have the micro guys and the independent riders, the guys who have bike and the man who has like 5 bikes under his business. Then our indirect competitors are the likes of Jumia and Uber, because of businesses, since some of our merchants sell on their platforms, so they use their delivery service. That's why they are indirect competition. Yes, so what are the problems these micro guys? Like I said here, there are direct competition and there are major competition. So what are the shortcomings they face and what challenges do they face? The first challenge they face is difficulty in meeting revenue targets. So if you know how a logistic firm is run, there is a target they give to a rider a day, and it's typically 10 delivery per day. But as I speak to you, many of them struggle to meet that amount of delivery. The best you see is 3, 4, at most 5. So most times when you see them parked in a parking space in front of a mall or somewhere, it's not because they want to park, there is no order. So they have that problem of meeting their revenue targets. Then many of those guys too, like we know, they're not digital. So as a customer, you cannot track your item if you get to use them. And if there are losses, most times it's very difficult to reclaim or get compensated for your item. So these are some of the shortcomings that they are facing, that their business model is facing. And when we spoke to them, one of the biggest barrier that's impeding them from partnering with platforms like us is that they feel it's going to interrupt service to their existing customers. So they feel they have a pool of loyal customers that they always want to be available to serve. And for that reason, they don't want to register with other platforms because they see that it's going to disturb them. That maybe when they are serving their customer, then or when they are serving a customer via our platform, then their customer will reach out to them and they will not be able to serve their customers. So that is kind of one of the biggest reservations they have with partnering with platforms like us. What is our competitive advantage? For one, we are business focused. Like I said, we have tools that would help businesses better manage, better track, and better oversee their whole logistics need. And also, our platform is inexpensive with our pricing model, with our price haggling model. Typically, by our calculation, a customer can save between 25 to 55% per delivery, and riders can actually keep more of their revenue because, according to our business model, we even charge less. We charge our riders lesser commission compared to the platforms out there. We're an asset-light company. Unlike some of our competitors, we don't own these bikes. What we offer is a platform that connects the businesses to the logistic providers. So that's one of our competitive advantage. And then the final one will be customer experience. So as someone who has first-time experience in the business, I know sometimes it's hard to get the best experience from logistics service providers because of, like he said, the riders and how they behave. But with that experience, and bringing it into Altiso, we'll make sure that our riders, or we can guarantee our customers that we'll be having the best performing riders. And one other thing from experience also, to the guys that already have a mobile platform that we want to have, man, if you check it out yourself, the user experience and some other things that have to do with the app needs to improve to give customer better experience. So this is what we are going to be doing in our platform. We'll focus on making sure that all our riders are properly KYC'd. We'll have a responsive support team. I've used all of this platform, and I tell you, when you have a problem, there will be no one to help you solve it. And we're going to make sure that with our platform, you would always have someone to help you solve it. Then we have insurance packages to make sure whenever your item loses, in eventuality of that, you can always get compensated for that. We'll make our mobile app more intuitive and friendly. And so all of this would make sure our platform have a better customer experience. So this is our competitive advantage over the current players in the market. Now, like I said, so the guys we want to be dealing with, the guys we are looking to bring on board our platform are these independent guys, right? And what incentives do we have to drive them to want to partner with us? So one of those incentives is service continuity. Like I said earlier, they have that fear that if they partner with other platforms, they will not be able to serve their customers, but our platform would eradicate that fear, allowing them to serve their customers at the same time working with us. So we have a function in place that will make that happen. Riders welfare package. In this business, we really don't take care of riders as we should, and these guys are the lifeline of the business. If these guys say, Oga, I'm not doing today, there's nothing you can do about it, your customers will suffer. So what that means is we really need to look into these guys' welfare and make sure they are properly catered to so that they can serve the customers better. So for that, we're introducing welfare package, HMOs, and bonuses to just improve their life and working condition. What are the other incentives that will drive these guys to partner with us is access to a wide pool of customer. So again, like I said, these guys struggle to meet their daily targets. So wouldn't it have been better if they were on a platform where they can always meet customers, or they can have customers to always demand for their service? So that is what our platform will offer them, that whenever you are parked in the garage and you know you've not met your daily target and you need customers, why don't you just log into our app and meet the customers and serve them? So they will have an access to a wide pool of customers, which I think is an incentive to drive them to want to partner with us. And the last thing is our commission fee. We typically would charge them 10% commission fee per delivery, and partnership is free. So unlike some of the competitors you know today, they pay some of these guys to partner with them, very huge figure, and that money sometimes discourages them from partnering with them. So ours is going to be free. Our commission is lower rather, and we feel these are very good incentives to drive these guys to partner with us. Yes, then this is our competitive matrix and how do we stand, how do we compare to some of these guys. And I've put GoCarda up there, I've put Quick, I've put the independent rider and the micro component, and I've put Altiso. So this is how we check against them. Business inclusivity, inexpensive, asset-light approach, service continuity, accessibility. You can access these guys over digital, but the third guys who are the largest in the market now, who service the most customer, you cannot presently access them digitally. And we say we're in a digital age where with internet and your smartphone, you should be able to solve your pressing needs. And it's quite, to some of us, surprising that you are not being able to access these guys via your smartphone. So that's what we'll be doing. We'll be making sure they come on board our platform, and with that, you can use your phone to access them. Rider welfare, good customer service, and customer base. I'm almost done. So what's our competitive approach? How are we penetrating the market? We're partnering with local businesses, SMEs, merchant organizations, and organizations with large B2B customer base, so banks, e-commerce platform, fintech, and OEMs. Also, we're partnering with the riders, and part of the reasons why we are having wide delivery is not yet being able to be done quicker here is because of the customer to riders ratio is very low. So we need to increase that. And what we are doing, we will be facilitating credit companies to give some of these guys who want to own, be it bike, be it whatever, so that they can, invest in those things and bring in more vehicle into the business so that we'll have more of that to serve customers. And for us, we are looking at a time where majority of our motorcycles and bikes will be electric, and what this will do, it will reduce carbon emission. Yes. So for us, we'll be going fully into ensure that whatever we are giving our riders, after some time, will be purely electric. I think that's where the world is going to, and that's what we are going to do. Then finally, online marketing and community. So we would advertise on social media, SEO posts, and community is very key for us. So we're going to build a solution-driven community for merchants. Solution-driven being that we want a space where we have merchants being the one pioneering ideas that would help their life better. as delivery, as to do with delivery. So our business model, like I said earlier, 10% on every delivery, and what we do is we charge the money upfront, just like InDrive. So whenever there is a delivery request, as soon as the pairing is done and the sales agreement has been initiated, we're going to deduct the money from the rider's portal. I have some financial projection here, and it's not showing it, so I'm going to skip that. So yeah, I'm the founder. This is a bit about me. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a Web3 enthusiast. I've managed a logistics company. I've had business development in a online food delivery company, and I've also held some other business roles. So what is our future roadmap for us? We're looking to raise pre-seed, after which hopefully we'll be raising seed, then Series A. Yeah, then the ask. So like he told me that this space is a space of founders and people who are interested in entrepreneurship. For us, we are trying to put a team together. So we are currently looking for a technical co-founder, designers and developers, an operating officer and a marketing officer. And secondly, we are also looking for funds with 35K. We believe that can give us a 12 to 18 month run so that we can build and deploy our products. And with that, I've come to the end of my pitch. Thank you very much.
Okay, so I guess you can start with the questions now. If you have questions, okay, 1. Any other question? 2. Okay, 3. Let's start with the 3.
All right, well done.
Thank you.
Kind of like your product idea because it's a very ripe market and it's growing,
Yeah.
according to what you have said. But it seems there are a lot of research that you have not done.
All right.
Okay. So you made some assertions that I believe are not true.
Okay.
There are a lot of, all these people you categorize as micro logistics
Competent, yeah.
Yeah, that provide these services that you have mentioned.
What services are those?
Some of these features that you have mentioned.
Okay.
Because it seems that this is what you have posed as your unique selling proposition.
What is that exactly?
Can you go to your slide?
Okay. Which one of the slides, please? Sorry, it's no longer showing.
Let's go to where you list your features.
Yeah, there. Yeah.
Okay, great, thank you. So, majority of all of this, your unique selling proposition,
All right.
are what are features that is small or micro, meaning, because I work with a logistics company as
All
a
right.
freelancer that has about 20 bikes on Lagos Road.
Okay.
And they have all these features that we have.
Oh, they have a app.
Yes,
Okay.
they have all these features, all of them on their app.
What is the name of the logistics company, if you don't mind me asking? Fast Riders. Okay. Okay.
Okay. So, that's one. It's just a comment.
All right.
Another thing is that the data that you presented, I don't know where you got that data from.
Which one of
But I
them?
don't know. The one that says quick, is it riders now than GoCada?
More B2B customers, not riders.
More B2B customers
Yes,
than
yes,
GoCada?
yes. It's out there. Yeah.
Okay. I think I also have seen something like this, but GoCada has, the largest market share in the logistics space in Lagos.
Okay.
Right. So I just feel like you should look into this data more
Okay.
and be more informed so that you don't make the wrong decisions. It looks like you have not started this company already.
No, it's still at idea stage. Yes.
Okay. So I think this is the best time for you to look into that data very well.
Okay.
So that you know what you are actually up against.
All right.
And then just on lighter notes, I want to know your motive behind choosing that name, Otiso.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for your question. I think I will start reacting it from the last one. The name Otiso for me is Otiso. Otiso means ultimate solution. So, like I said, when I was thinking of the idea, I saw some of this problem, and I was thinking about how do we solve them. Then I came up with ideas for solving them, and I called the company the ultimate solution. So it's ULTI from ULTI, then SO from solution, that's how the name came to be. Ultimate solution, that's Ultiso. And to your second question, I would appreciate after the pitch, I'll meet up with you to give me some of those data because I have surfed the internet and some of those data are lacking, but I would appreciate that. Thank you.
Conduct a primary research. There are a lot of vitamins, there are a lot of logistics. Just conduct your own primary research.
Primary research as to ascertain if GoCada has the largest B2B customer base.
Yes.
I'll look that up.
Depend on the data provided.
I'll look that up. The data I am citing is from, I think it's from Techpoint that
So
recently celebrated their
if you need
30th
data,
year. Yeah.
come to Techpoint.
Fantastic.
They'll charge you.
No, they will charge me.
Yes.
I just
but-
pitched here now. We are family already now.
Yes, I mean, family also charges family.
No wala. Thank you very much, sir, for those. Yeah, thank you.
All right, so
Okay, for me, I think it's a very nice idea. But first, I want to also agree. It's not like it's entirely new. Whatever it is you're doing, like the fee negotiation is what the local logistics guys currently do.
Yeah.
It's whenever they want to pick by, we negotiate that.
True.
It's not difficult, right?
True.
But I agree with you. GoCada doesn't have sub. GoCada just lock the fee on the basis of what you request.
Yeah. Yeah.
That might be the game changer side. Interesting. I'm a bit concerned about how do you explain that QR code technology? You said you were going to get a QR code that will be pasted on top of the parcel.
Yes.
For confirmation.
Yes.
Who prints the QR code?
We print it and we give it to our customers, that is the businesses.
Okay, you have to print and
Yeah.
give it to your
Yes.
business. The business, they pay you for printing those QR codes?
For a start, no, that will be part of our incentives to drive adoption. But over time, we might look at it as a profit opportunity. Yeah.
You said there are like 3.2 million Lagosians
Yes.
who are into businesses.
Yes.
And I'm imagining you having to print, if I do like 100 parcels per day, and I do so much, I'm imagining you having to print that much QR codes and even being able to distribute it to me or to about 3.2 million of us.
True.
That might be a little bit of a challenge.
True.
And you might want to look at how you can better scale,
Yep.
with such model to track and
True.
things like that. One other thing again, you might also want to look at is the technology side of things. Since you said you're focused on small businesses, which is quite a lot of
Yeah.
these guys, how many of them have smartphones to call, to communicate? What incentive did you get to use to bring them on board?
Yeah.
It might be some of the things you also need to look out for.
Yeah.
Then one other thing I also noticed, I think you also need to touch down on is on the side of who really is your customer, right?
Okay.
I'm saying this to everyone. Who is Uber's customer? Uber's customer is not necessarily me taking the ride, but the drivers fulfilling the rides.
Okay.
Uber is actually having a technology that helps the drivers get customers,
Yeah.
and then they get their money from whatever the driver earns.
Yeah.
In the long run, it's the driver that pays, right? So
Yeah.
for you, who really is your customer, right?
Okay.
You said you are building a solution for the bike guys,
Yeah.
and you are helping them find businesses, right? So talked about this before.
Yeah, yeah.
You might want to look back at it. You happen to be more of like a B2B
Yeah, yeah.
to B again, not even a B2B to C.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
because
yeah.
you are looking at the owners of these bikes, and these bikes have to target businesses,
Yeah.
right? It's quite a mix of dynamics, and that would be very, very interesting thing to look at how you can really solve. It's a very nice dynamics to see that model. I'm just hearing B2B to B, some
Yeah.
sort somehow. But it's
Thank
a very nice way to come up with such I see a lot of things you need to look out for.
Yeah.
And possibly get to have conversations thereafter to see how most of these things can be ironed out.
I would appreciate that. You don't mind that I comment on some of the things you said,
Sure.
if you don't mind?
Actually, you're supposed to respond to the question.
Oh, I'm supposed to?
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, for the QR code stuff, right? So like I said, as some of the partners at YC will say, when you're starting up, do things that don't scale. So for now, I'm not thinking about scale when it has to do with that, the QR code stuff. But over time, yeah, I know scale is something we have to look into. And like I said, it might just be another profit stream for us at that point.
Sorry, please.
Yeah.
When YC says do things that don't scale, they are not telling you, right, to build additional technology to solve a problem. What YC is trying to make you understand is look for how you can manually operate some certain things.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And then resolve that.
Yeah.
QR code on its own is not manual. QR code is a technology entirely.
Yeah.
Because you need a front end to manage and a back end to validate,
Yeah.
right? So I don't think that classifies as build things that don't scale.
Yeah.
You will put in a lot of resources,
Yeah.
making that QR code work,
Yeah,
more
yeah.
than even building your Autisto solution.
Yeah. You are very correct. Can I respond to that again? Yeah, when I said buildings that don't scale, I was trying to respond to, you were asking me how do I get the QR codes to my customers. So that's what I was trying to say. We'll take it to them. That's doing things that don't scale at this point. We'll take it to them. We'll incur whatever cost we have to just get that to them for now. So that's what I meant by doing things that don't scale. Yeah. So, so you said something that, so what we're trying to do basically is, like you said, with the independent guys already, we're already haggling prices with them. For the gentleman that uses them, he negotiates his prices. But what we are trying to do is that this is a technology, this is a digital age. Since you want to use these guys, why can't you use these guys via your smartphone? Right? Why can't you have this conversation, this negotiation via your smartphone? And that's what we're trying to do. So instead of calling him or asking your neighbors around, I want to send my cake here, do you know anybody? Just come up to our app, you get somebody, and you negotiate the price with the person. So that's what we're trying to say.
Okay, I think you had the question, right?
Yes, fantastic business. I think my question was around customer service.
All right.
So you said you would offer excellent customer service.
Yes.
And I feel like, although, both of them said it's a common business they've seen to some extent.
I beg to differ, but they said so,
Of course,
yeah.
of course. So the customer service, I believe that you can beat anybody.
Yeah.
You offer better customer
Sure.
service. Now, you didn't really talk about it well enough
Okay.
because it's expensive.
All right.
Customer service is expensive.
Okay.
As a youngster, you raise 35K.
All right.
If you want to attend to 1,000 customers,
Yeah.
24/7, you probably need 20 staffs
Okay.
full time.
All right.
Right. 20 staffs full time, you're looking at an average, because in the Nigerian market, cheap
Yeah.
labor, 50,000 naira.
Okay.
Because in Nigeria, let's see.
Yeah.
Cheap labor. Now, right, 50,000 naira, 20 staff, that's 1 million.
That's 1 million, sure.
Right, per month.
Yeah.
Now, how do you scale that?
True.
Because some of the best customer service in Nigeria today, what they guarantee is that they will get back to you with a solution.
Yeah.
Not that they will be there.
Yeah.
So, how would you solve that without going the email route? Because email is not 24/7. We
Sure.
all know that. There's
Sure.
probably one person doing like 20 emails.
True.
What would you do different?
All right. Thank you for that question. We would not be operating 24/7.
Okay.
So what that means is I would not have to pay people to offer customer service
So your customer service
service.
is not 24/7.
No, it's not 24/7. It's during working hours. And sir?
How is it different from what others are doing? It's not 24/7 because your promise now is excellent customer service.
Yeah.
That means you want to do above what the present guy
Yeah,
does.
yeah.
And present guy is not for 24/7.
Yeah.
I'm also not
Yeah. Fantastic question, sir. For customer service, I don't think it is I think it is the quality of the service than the, will I say, than the duration or at one point you get that service. So when I say we're not 24/7, so we operate from, say, 8 a.m. to like 6 a.m., right? That means it's during that time you can request 6 p.m. rather. So during that time, our customer service would work. And what that will entail is someone responding to calls. Then we have a chatbot that is handling minor customer concerns, right? Then
add AI.
the email tool will work. Yeah, the chatbot with AI, yeah, definitely. The email tool will work, right? So what that means is the writer's email will respond, right? I feel for a start, if we have two, this is not something I've thought through, right? I'm just thinking on the spot. But if we have like 2 people doing call, 1 person doing email, and then we have our chatbots responding to minor problems. And yeah, I think we should be able to undo customer service. I think for me, what is there is proactivity, how you respond. Like I've managed a customer service team, and I know it's the quality of what they do than what time they do it, right? So a customer comes up with a consign, respond to it if you can do at that spot, right? And if something you cannot do, tell the customer, I cannot do it now, I'll get back to you, and best believe I'm working on your problem. So for me, I think it's the quality of the customer service, and with hands-on experience on that, I promise everybody our customer service will be way above whatever you've experienced.
Okay.
So you cited in-drive.
Yeah.
When you talked about free negotiation.
Yes.
Do you know the percentage in-drive charges?
The riders, if I'm not wrong.
5 to 8%.
Okay.
So like I want to understand your revenue generation.
Okay.
You're talking about
If I'm not wrong.
5 to 8%.
Okay.
So like I want to understand your revenue generation.
Okay.
You're talking about free negotiation.
Free negotiation.
If they write,
Yeah.
if they don't charge the full amount of money.
Yeah.
And the percentage is, the money you make is not as much as in-drive that it has. So
Yeah.
I want to understand your revenue model.
All right. My revenue model.
How you intend to scale such that you are able to meet up the targets your investors?
Yeah, very good question. Thank you very much.
I think he wants to add something.
Okay, please do.
That's keep my mind.
Okay.
For this 10%, that's what you're going to charge.
Yes,
I
riders.
remember this bike men that you're actually targeting.
Yeah.
They don't actually own those bikes.
Yes,
It was given to them on hire purchase.
yes,
So they are going to also be making a return
true.
through the original owners of those cars.
Yep.
And from the 1,200, 1,500 naira they are charging
Mm-hmm.
for for business owners, by the time they remove all of these charges, I don't think we have 10% left to collect from these guys.
Okay.
Because even right now, they are complaining that the money these logistics companies are charging is too expensive.
Okay.
But when you go to the business owner's side, they are also complaining that these logistics service providers, they are charging too much.
Okay.
So I don't see how you want to get that 10%.
Okay.
How do you really want to make it work for you, that you be able to charge that 10%?
All right. Thank you very much for that question. So basically, I'm offering you business that you would not have gotten outside my platform, right? Right? If you were outside my platform, you probably would have served the customer, and I don't have any share of whatever revenue you generated, right? But now you got that business through my platform, right? It's only, and I know what I want to say here, it's only, what's the word? Say it again. Oh no, I wouldn't. I think it makes sense to just, grace the palms of the person that brought the job for you, right? Right, so I know why I said that. So what that means is, what is 10% on a 1,200? It's 120, right? In the business and you are paying 120 for it, I think it's fair enough. But you made a point, and again, it's one of the lowest in the industry. There are businesses who have these guys on their platform and charge more. I'm charging less, right? You made one point that some of these guys are on hire purchase, which is very true, but not all of them, right? Not all of them. And again, my platform does not restrict you to not operate in other platforms. Person that drives for in-driver drives for both and that. So if you feel you can't meet your revenue driving for us alone, you can, but with the way we want to do the platform and how we want to push it and some of the services we want to provide, I believe you want to drive for us. Your question, please, if you would not mind, refresh. My revenue model. So we take 10% on whatever delivery that we do for you, right? Please, what else do you want to know? What that is going to amount to over time?
Yes, and then how do you intend, the investors who are interested in the business,
All right.
how do you intend to meet up so that?
All right, I would answer that. I put a slide on that was showing some financial projection, and
That's the one that's not showing.
it didn't show. But I did a calculation, right? I did a calculation with, say, average delivery of 1.5. That's what we charge averagely for a delivery. And average delivery revenue, which is 150 of 1.5. Please, you pardon me, let me look at the chart from my phone. Yeah. So, yeah, for the first year, we are looking to onboard like 1,000 riders in our first year. In our first year, 1,000 riders, right? And
With 35K?
Yes. And we're having a projection of onboarding like 50K merchants in the first year. So how do I intend to get this 50K merchants? Word of mouth, social media advertising, like I said, social media advertising, partnership. I did something on my slide. Referral package, part under the marketing. But for us, we're going to be partnering with big companies that have merchants, B2B company with a large database of merchants. I put some name there, like banks. One bank can boast of over 8 million merchants. A partnership with that, like of that capacity, you know what it can do for us. Automatically, we're having like 8 million merchants doing their logistics from our platform.
Well, since it's still on the idea stage,
Yeah. No, for this, I've already opened conversation with the bank in Nigeria, and they're looking to make that happen. And like 8 million customers.
Okay, sorry, we'll take your question after. Just hold on. No, there's someone behind you. Don't worry.
Yeah, I think I have two questions. First, I think your product or your idea is customer-centric, not rider-centric. And one problem new applications like this are having is that more than not, they are customer-centric. When you are customer-centric, you don't know you have excess of customers over riders. And imagine a customer with a request for a rider. First day, he or she does not get a rider. Second day, same thing. The third day, he or she will delete your application and run back to GoCarda.
No, they will not run back to GoCarda. Somebody else. No, they won't, because typically on GoCarda.
It's correct. It's correct that currently GoCarda has gone beyond GoCarda. GoCarda is having serious issues at the moment.
Yeah.
Then two, about your dedicated service. Though you said people are not doing it, a lot of people are doing it. But then for the dedicated service, what's the solution where, or what's the kind of tackle this situation where, okay now, a rider goes to a particular vendor to say, speaking, say, having your 20 packages on a daily basis.
Yeah.
You get your commission from it. Now, how can you control, which is very possible, rather talking to the vendor? These guys are paying you, they're paying these guys 1,000 naira, for example, per delivery.
Yeah.
Give me that 1,000 or pay me 900 offline. And I will come here every day. I will wake up in the morning and I will sleep. It's possible. So,
Yeah.
So that system of, would I say, customer security and customer retainership,
Yeah.
how can you tackle this system? And then number two,
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, you can.
All right. All right. Thank you for that question. Thank you for that question. So the first one, you said we are customer-centric, not rider-centric. I would say that is not entirely true, because like we're offering riders the best commission they can ever get, right? We're offering riders welfare packages that no other person offers it. We're offering riders a pool of customers that they can do business with and generate revenue. I don't believe that we are customer-centric than rider-centric. But you made a very serious point that it will get to a time we'll have more customers, more riders than customers. And I am aware of that happening. Even as we speak, that is what is happening. We have more customers than riders, which is true. But what we want to do differently is we need more riders on the streets, is the truth. We are going to encourage that. We're going to encourage that to happen. And it's on my slides. If you saw it when I was pitching, there's a place that said we're going to encourage riders. So we're going to partner with maybe a microfinance bank that gives riders loan, give people loan to get bikes on hire purchase. And for us, we'll be focusing more on electric bikes than diesel engine bikes. So yes, I recognize that problem it's currently happening, and we are going to tackle it by making sure that there are more investments in bikes on the road here. I think you've recalled your third question.
Yeah.
Then I remember, sorry, the dedicated plan, right? Yes, you said they're already doing it. Yes, they're already doing it. They're doing it offline. We want to bring it online. For the person who doesn't have to talk to Madam Nkechi, give me your rider, and uses a smartphone, come to our app, and you get to use that service. No other app does that for you at this point in time.
It is considered online because you have to think that the rights come. I think the problem about this thing is that if a particular rider continuously goes to a particular vehicle, it becomes familiar with that vehicle.
True.
And then in the long run, small, will cover your app. So you can't avoid it. You can't allow that kind of.
Not true.
How can you down with the habits? Because one of the things I think we do there is one of the things one of your you said your competitor has advanced.
Yes, yes.
But it's a big gap that the riders can easily come to these vendors, even offer them a lesser price because they are work.
True.
Then on you said your 10% is the lowest, but then your 10% is not as good as a 25% somewhere else.
No.
Yes.
Okay.
So 10% of 1,000 naira is 100 naira.
Yeah.
Yes, you rather get 900.
Yeah.
But you rather get 2,005 somewhere else and get probably 2,000 naira.
True.
So your 10%, so the commission is not enough incentive for me as a rider.
True.
Because this rider you are seeing as something that waiting for 10,000 naira, one item that was 10,000.
True.
So now you see that the industry, the courier industry, you see that especially Lagos, there is already an not communicated price. Even Uber has a base fare.
Yeah.
Uber bike has a base fare. Uber bike they started with 600, they went to 800, they went to 1,000, and probably will get to 1,500.
True.
No matter how short the distance is. And then you see now riders are rushing to Uber. Uber has more riders right now than any other platform.
Drivers, right.
Yeah. You have more riders, like dispatch riders. Uber, Uber, even now, the partner will move is over there again. The exclusive partner will move over there again. So it's Uber anybody.
Okay.
So Uber were the ones that killed Go-Kart.
Okay.
They finished Go-Kart.
Yeah.
That Go-Kart had to leave their office as a midway because of operation. So that's by the way. So what I'm saying is that, I feel like, saying we are going to crash the price will not benefit the riders. This are saying that no money taken, money no taken. So I feel like I don't have to express this thing because then the dedicated service they got, and then the part of saying in your customer ability to bid, there must be a benchmark.
Customer ability to bid. Okay, yeah.
There must be a benchmark that this is the minimum fare, no matter how, even for any location, even on in-driver, they'll tell you that this is the average fare based on competitive prices.
True.
So I feel like that should be in the not like saying that customers just come and abuse and say, come and take this price from here to make you 1,000 naira.
True.
Because of what?
True.
And then, and some riders, because they're hungry, they might do it, but then it's not just...
True. You are very correct. I think I need to respond to him.
Because the plane has been overbeaten.
Okay.
That is why we are having this back and forth.
Okay.
Okay, so
all right,
I
can I
think
respond
we
to
can't,
that? Let me just respond to that then.
Okay, so make it very brief because
all right,
we have other people.
All right, thank you very much, gentlemen. So your first question is dedicated plan, right? How do we stop riders from doing back deals? I would say every platform that aggregates demand and supply faces that problem. Your Uber, your Airbnb, and everybody faces that problem. So for me, I think the way I would like to approach is focus more on the value you are creating for your customers. And that is one way to mitigate and reduce that problem. So what that means in practice and has to do with us is, if you know from our platform, you can guarantee the authenticity of the person you are doing, the rider. If you know from our platform, only from our platform, if that rider gets to dupe you, you can reclaim compensation for your package. And if we advise you to make sure you only trade or do your transaction through us, I believe a lot of our customers, businesses would adhere to that, rather than facing the risks of doing outside deal and maybe losing their goods or what and all that stuff. And he said something again about, sir, yeah, okay, 10%, yeah, you're very correct. Please, I never said all the deals you get from my platform is 154. No, it depends on distance. There are distances you get 2.5, 3.5, 5,000, 10,000, and what it is. It's what is. So please. So, sir, that fear of 10% of 1,500, no, you would get deals of 5,000. It depends on the distance. Ikeja to Berger is not the same price as Ikeja to Festac. Ikeja to Berger would be like a 1.5, but on your Gokada it could be like a 2.5, but on your independent guy would be like a 1.5. Then Ikeja to Festac would be like a 3.5. So you make more money. So his last point of what did he say? I can't remember. Yeah, I think I will hang my boots here. Thank you very much, guys. I appreciate it. Yeah.
All right. Thank you. Okay. So. Okay, so we are going to the next speech, and we are, yeah, come up. So you're going to be pitching Stylist Piazza. I believe that's the name, right? All right. So. You know the drill. You pitch and then.
All right, thank you very much.
So please let's reduce the background noise as well. Thank you.
Okay, thank you guys. Good evening, everyone. My name is Obiaka Chibobi Emmanuel, and I'm the founder of Stylist Piazza. Yeah, so most ladies will, it will be significant for them because it's feminine, but though it's having boy and girl. So I don't know if anyone have maybe come across a situation where you need a professional stylist and hairdresser, maybe a barber to attend to your beauty needs at maybe your convenience. How did you manage that situation? Because I know the traditional way you access beauty services is going to the salon to have that. But maybe you are now the type and you want someone to come into your space and provide that for you. How do you access or how do you meet for that service? It's an open room. You can tell me what it's like for you. Oh, okay. I asked a situation where you need someone to attend to your beauty needs. Maybe you need a barber, you need an hairdresser, you need a stylist or a makeup artist to come into your convenient space and service for you. How do you access them?
Most of the guys that you meet also, the moment you get to their salon, the next thing after they're done, they have their number. Bros, they come in out. That's how you get to access them.
Okay, so that's the traditional way of accessing beauty services, and we are innovating, the technology with Stylist Piazza, and with Stylist Piazza, why is it not moving? Okay. So we are helping beauty service professionals not to worry about client acquisition. We are providing that visibility to them, to customers like yours. So we are helping them with their payments, their pricing. We are helping them with their client retention. We are helping them with their booking of their expert beauty service queues. And we moderate the booking process as what we do. The payment for service of price technology that we have built, we provide these services to the convenience of the clients, which is everyone who is not a beauty service professional here. So the app is made for makeup artists, it's made for hairstylists, it's made for hair technicians, it's made for barbers. So you want to access, you are in your rush hour, maybe you have you're a bridal client, you want someone who is a professional you can trust. You want to see the reviews, you want to see all of that because you don't want to, have an unprofessional come to service for your event, and you want the best look, you want the best service. You can access that with Stylist Piazza. So we are on a mission to encourage beauty service professionals to keep a healthy professional career path, and we are empowering boy and girl child with expert beauty skills. And our mission is to solve price disputes. This dispute that happens in the industry. You are going to meet the service professional. He's not telling you the price. He's just going straight to provide the services. So, and then you might be in your head, you're budgeting that, okay, it will only take 1.5 to barb my hair. And you go to a salon that is beautiful, and they tell you 2K or tell you 5K, like, it's a dispute, and it's a problem we face in the industry because everybody wants to know the amount in quotes for what the service offering. So, and when you now, you know, be in a situation that they tell you it's 5K for hair, you be like, now hair I won't buy, no be, you get. So that's the problem that exists in the industry. We are providing service management for this set of individuals. So we want to help them manage their booking schedules. So service professionals, they happen to be people who are always on the go. They always either making someone's or they are servicing someone's, you know, beauty needs. And they are not focused on who their next customer is or how they can grow their business. And that's actually where we come in. We want to help them to grow their business. Where did it go? We want to help them to grow their business. We want to help them meet new people, you know, meet and grow their customer acquisition. We are providing an accessible platform that you guys can, you know, meet, see who is good and who is not good. You see the reviews and you see in detail and quotes what their price, what their pricing look like. So for them, we manage their business service business all in one place. So and you can explore a pool of value-oriented clients like you guys who are beautiful seated here. So business equipment and corporate workers are staffs who are very, very busy. These are people who are always in their offices. They have busy schedules. They have meetings to attend to, and you know they are always in quote and unquote. They are the busy type that have something to deliver to their boss or have businesses to run. Maybe with already multiple business in Nigeria we live in, you want to do everything. A common man. So we help you to your smartphone connect to someone to come into your space and provide that service. So we built an MVP product. When we started this, we had a market survey. We were meeting professionals, asking them what their challenges were and how we could tackle that. So we developed that we use that to develop an MVP, which we now use to what the product is and build on that conversations. So what our MVP will be doing, it will provide beauty style professional with a seamless booking, which will now increase their revenue. It would help them to provide extra visibility, online visibility, manage their CRM, their customer relationship management, and help them to earn extra income through referrals. So the more you bring someone, you earn through referrals, and you earn what we call a glow point for client retention. So how Stylist Pay as a mobile app works, an example of how it works is a mobile hairdresser who wants to meet, you know, new clients, set his price. She or he wants to avoid going to talks with, you know, pricing. So a person day to day would be like, I want to just go and service this person. After this person, I'm going to service this person. That is, I'm going to service this person, and that and that and that. So with our mobile-friendly app, an African mobile hairdresser can easily see and accept new client bookings. He can carry out services at the client's chosen venue and get paid. Our process will moderate this, how it's been done. And the app transfers payments from the customer to the mobile hairdresser after providing service. Our milestones, we've been able to achieve a milestone, a significant milestone, which was the MVP. We did that. And you know, in Q1 of 2022, we are taking that for external testing, which on our pipeline is building up. So we will be executing the testing, we'll be executing waiting list campaign. So what I'm pitching to you guys is something that's on the works. So by the end of 2023, all things being equal, you'd see the app on, you know, you all see the stuff booming up. So we'll be doing a public launch. We'll be having a beta launch that we use to understand our total addressable markets, our SAM, and you know, then unlock that marketplace that would settle in. So we build a business of an administrative unit because our model is typically to, you know, operate online. But we would have an administrative office to have, you know, for attend as a working office. So we'll promote that at the end of Q4. As Q4, we'll do omnipresent or mini launch on promotion. So, and what is a sustainable app, and how we measure success with the app is, you know, when clients like you guys tell us that I'm confident with this app. You know, it helps me to plan my bridal shower. I can use it to meet new and, you know, awesome beauty professionals. It can help me to my routines because ladies tend to always have, you know, beauty routines. They want to stay glamorous, they want to stay beautiful. So So with the app, you can always change your style. You know what is trending. You do the newest thing in Vogue. You know how ladies like to do it. So they want to stay charming with and attract beautiful guys that has money. So with this app, you can do all of that. You can do all of that. So and with the app, you can get inspired. You can see because this professionals will posting their work. So you can use that to get inspiration on your latest style. So our vision is to become the number of choice for styling salon services, and that's wraps it up. Thank you very much.
All right. So we have limited time, right? And we can only take 3 questions for him. So if you have a question, and make your question very direct. If you want to make a recommendation, make it after the, what do you call it? You can make it after we are done. So questions. Let's start with you. You also have a question.
Okay.
All right.
I like your business concept. So my question directly would be, okay, at the point where you recruit your technicians, you onboard your technicians.
Okay.
See, this industry is easy to build relationship with a person who is servicing. For instance, when I was in school for the 4 years, it's just one person that was starting my head with. Right? So when I come on your platform and perhaps I got somebody to be back in my head, it's easy for me to start transacting with the person directly without having to come to you. At that point, what do you want to do? Because you always lose these customers as fast as you acquire.
Yeah.
So what do you want to do to retain those customers?
Yeah. So this question you asked is question we've gotten over time. It's a common question in the industry of tech. So what we are going to do with that is we developed a strategy called Glow Points. And what Glow Point does is it's a voucher, so to say. So at every service offering, more like an incentive, you earn points. And that points cumulates to become a voucher that gives you the incentive of, or discount on your next service offering. So what does that mean to you? You always, as a customer, if you use this app, there's possibility that you can get a discount. And with that Glow Points, the more you grow your Glow Points on the app, the more you can get discount. And that helps us with recurring customers.
An average user of your app, do they really care about voucher?
Of course. Who doesn't care about voucher? Who doesn't love free things? Who doesn't love free things?
Do you love it to that extent? Are you sure?
Do you love free things?
I love free things.
So that's answer the question. No, it's not answer the question. That's just like, as long as you love free thing, you love something free, it's free. So what's there to, it's free, you understand? Nothing that is free, you want it, so it helps you also keep that customer coming.
Okay, my question will help me know if I will not do free thing, right? How do you make money? That's
Okay.
one.
Okay.
How do you make money?
Okay.
So we can explain that point. And the second question I was like, in a city like Lagos, how do you really manage the schedule of the back end pressures? In terms of you have promised a client 1 o'clock now, 3 o'clock next time, and then you hit one long Iyanowo route to Oshodi traffic on the way to Apapa, and then you just really it up with time. Because such a thing can kind of like happen.
Yeah.
What do you do in such circumstances so that at least the people who are needing the service will still retain customer satisfaction and not just go to the shop instead rather than for that person to come to you?
Yes. Okay. All right. Thank you for a beautiful question. So what we did, so I will start with explaining how the traditional approach to revenue is before we go straight down to our revenue model. So in the traditional way you access business service, which is the salon, the way it's done, someone who owns the salon, is the oga, is the boss. So he has the 70% share of whatever comes. Who provides the service, who's the barber, earns 30% of that. And you agree with me that the barber, with our platform, the scalability is higher than the salon. That means the barber's clients. Our approach to revenue is our first approach is a freemium model because we want to grow in volume, first of all. And our approach centric to that is we offer tiny revenue model because we want volume, and that is we offer two: booking fee and stylist pay fee. That's for transaction. So, as every closed service offering, there's a percentage we take for transaction fee, and then we take another percentage for booking, aside the interaction that comes in and SEO and AdSense and all of that. So, and after that, when we've been able to achieve the volume, we are using subscription feature to generate revenue models. So we charge per more exciting value propositions and give them, maybe an annual or monthly subscription feature that is quote and unquote, they're paid every month or every year. Yes. I hope that answered the question.
Yeah, so you've answered the second one though.
Okay, I was going to the second one.
Since you've answered the question, let me now, I said we shouldn't give feedback. Let me go again to that part. Now, I'm a bit confused because if you're going to charge me a fee in one way or the other, first of all, let me let you understand that barbers, hairdressers, they have an association. And whether you like it or not, if you are to provide that service, there's a minimum fee that you need to charge in that association. Else, you think they are not powerful, but they are so strong that they can come and lock up your shop. It happens everywhere, right? So you cannot say you want to focus on the 30% because you are the one.
You don't have shop.
You collect 70%.
You don't have shop, sorry. You don't have shop.
You don't have shop, right? So, no, what I'm saying is, even if you don't have shop, you're providing a service, and they have an association, so don't come and become the Lagos Parks and Garage and the NURT fight, right? Think around what is happening in Lagos along those two bodies, one way or the other. I don't think, the reason why I want to continue with my original guy is because it simply means I can just boycott all those additional fees that will most likely increase my cost, except if you're telling me that the voucher you're giving me will be one way offset the cost of those fees, and I don't have to pay fees over time. But then you become the Uber, the Conga guys who will never make profit. They can never declare profit on whatever they're doing.
Okay.
Because the money they make, they put it back into
the business
and other things to get customers. And investors are crying everything, right? So that's one thing. That's just my feedback for that. But then the issue with booking and meeting timelines and deadlines, how do you plan to manage that?
Oh, okay.
In the city of Lagos?
So thank you very much. So the idea of what we do is to book a service client, a service expert close to you. So in that sense, what it means that you cannot, our IP, our algorithm will not allow you to book someone who is very far. So that explains it. And what we do in the sense of when the person fails to meet up is, we always do refund, but the refund comes in, the penalty comes in when is the service expert that defaults. So we look at who is defaulting, and then we make sure that we are, right and just on any end.
Thank you very much. I only feel what you said now, you disenfranchise me from the Lekki big boys, who will definitely pay more, just because you are locking me to Okopa or Bagada for people who will pay less. And I really want to increase. You can't tell me to pack to Lekki because of that. I need to be here, but still make those money. You might likely different strategy. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I got your point, but we want to moderate the time frame where a stylist uses to meet the other clients.
Okay, I think there was one. Yeah, you.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay, more like I'll pay before I get my hair done, right?
Yes.
Of which I need to get my hair done. See if you are giving me what I'm paying for the business. Then secondly, I noticed there's no fashion stylist in your platform. I am a fashion stylist by design. What we do is the fashion stylist is in charge of your entire your hair, your makeup, your accessories, your shoes, put everything together. So if you are getting your makeup somewhere, your hair somewhere, whatever somewhere, you meet the fashion stylist, I'll tell you, sorry, I don't like the makeup, I don't like the hair, I don't like this. So it's all good. So I think you should work with fashion stylists more, to encourage them to sign up for the platform, more to increase whatever.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Then there's another part, you didn't mention your competition because there's a lady, I can't remember her name actually on the platform, and she's doing exactly what you're doing. So if you could look into what she's doing to get some ideas, more like learning or see as a competition, it will help you out more.
Okay. So you asked your first question. So like I said, we have a set price technology in the sense that we stylists provide the amount and pricing like they propose the amount and pricing for what they offer. So to say, for example, a stylist offer braiding and the rest. So you are selecting, I want braiding, you select that service. I want that. We are seeing the amounts before your booking, before you take it to complete your booking. So you are seeing all of the amounts, and the pricing. So we are just making that, and we've done to analysis. When they send their proposal, we understand the competitive landscape and how the pricing is supposed to be. Then we now give that, and what you see on the app. So when you are booking, you are seeing the pricing, you are seeing that, you are seeing this, you are seeing all of it, and then you can make your selections and go over to complete your booking. That's how the booking process works. And for the competitors, why I didn't put that here, because we are operating like it's an emerging market for us. What our competitor is doing, an example will be Miron. What they provide is informational services. But what we will provide is, we moderate, we are CRM, we provide their upskilling for clients. We don't just give them information and allow them to do whatever they want to do with it. So we give them information and help them all through the way. That's what we do. And for us, it's an emerging market.
That's what she's doing. She's doing exactly the same.
Okay, you can just tell me the name.
Creative, like hairstylist, makeup, everything. That's an app.
And for fashion stylists, we didn't put them there because we are looking at, it's always open to add there, but we have to be focus centric on the first audience, and then we can scale. Thank you.
All right, so our final question before we move on.
Yeah, I think it's a comment that you might want to look into. Right? I like the fact that you said you want to get a lot of numbers to start with, because as a person that uses these people, once I get the person that I like, that does what I want, I'm stuck with the person.
Okay.
So that means I'm not coming back to your platform. That person came to my house to do a service. I'm getting the person's number, and that person I keep calling. So, and I understand it's even an issue that ride-any platforms also have. When you find someone, some of them do offline for you because you know them. So I think that should be something you should also have in mind.
Sure, yeah.
With this, it will definitely happen.
Yes.
So you should keep getting people so that you will not be short of people.
All right. Thank you very much.
All right, so I think that's all for you. All right, so like I said, if you have feedback, if you have recommendations, if you have any suggestion at all that you think would be helpful, you can meet him after we're done. So, Victor, you're next. So, yeah, where's the first? Yeah, there you go.
Okay, this goes this one. Good evening, everyone. Okay. Diabetes is a lifelong disease, or a long-term disease rather, and a leading cause of death, disability, and kidney failure. But managing diabetes is where all the problem lies. So my aunt was diagnosed with diabetes in 2009, and for the past 13 years, she had to use a needle-like object to pierce herself twice every day in order to get blood for testing her blood sugar levels. And this is a very painful process because she uses insulin, and then she has to, first of all, pierce herself to get a drop of blood to test, and then inject herself again when she's taking her insulin. And both of these processes are painful and highly risky. She's at the risk of contracting blood-borne diseases in the case that she uses a contaminated device during her testing. So what we've done is we decided to, when I saw this problem, I decided to come up with a solution that will allow her and over 25 million other Africans who are living with diabetes to monitor and manage their blood sugar levels in a fast, safe, and pain-free way. For people who have diabetes, 3 factors are very, very critical. Their diet, their medications, and their vitals. And these are the things that they need to measure on a continuous basis. According to research, over 52 million African adults have what is called impaired glucose tolerance. And what this means is that they are at a very, very high risk of acting diabetes. And the thing about diabetes is that your diet plays a very, very important role in it. In 2021 alone, diabetes was responsible for over 416,000 deaths. And over $13 billion was spent in managing people with diabetes in 2021. So this is the illustration about a civil servant in Edo State who we met with, and we saw her condition. She's a civil servant, and then she's in her, she's almost leaving the civil service, but she's going to be spending a lot of her retirement benefits in managing her condition. So what we did, our solution is offering 3 things. So they can prevent the risk of contracting blood-borne diseases. It helps them to save time and money, and then they can monitor and manage their blood condition in a fast, safe, and pain-free way. So this is what we have built. Okay? Already in the market is what we call continuous glucose monitor. This is a new technology, not very, very common here, but it's already in the market. And what a continuous glucose monitor does is that it is attached to the patient's skin and then takes data continuously about their blood glucose. But why should we reinvent the wheel? So what we did is to build a platform that allows for easy integration of, regardless of the product that a patient is using, any continuous glucose monitor at all that they get, they integrate it into CareTrace. And what it does is that it allows us to gather all of their data. And then it allows us to do one thing. If a patient wants to take their medication, let's say 4 p.m., and then they forget, and then their blood pressure, their blood sugar rather, goes down because their drug is supposed to help them boost their blood sugar. What we do is that on our platform, they get reminders. Again, for patients who are living with diabetes, they need to track how their food is affecting their health. So if I take food that have very, very high calories, I need to see how it is performing. So if they integrate their continuous glucose monitor into the CareTrace app, see how all of that is going. So they can integrate their continuous glucose monitor into the CareTrace app. The CareTrace app is going to analyze all of those data. And then what we're doing differently is every patient, when they go to an endocrinologist or to their nurse, and it just tells them, okay, you took plantain yesterday. Plantain has 216 grams of sugar. Okay, today, why don't you switch to maybe something different like yam? But with CareTrace, you do not need all of that. By the data that fetching from your continuous glucose monitor, we use an AI system to give you food and diet recommendations that are particular to your region. So if in your region you have eba, you have yam, you have all of this kind of food, so our system is going to integrate all of the foods in that region and use it to generate a patient-specific meal plan that is suitable for you. So we have built our mobile app, which is going to be integrated with the software. And then we also have what is called a providers platform for clinics and for hospitals who are managing chronic disease patients. And then with this platform, patients do not only need to monitor their blood sugar, they can also monitor their blood pressure, their temperature, their weight. They can log in all of these details, and then the system is going to use all of this data to provide them with premium healthcare benefits. So we are operating in an $11.6 billion industry in Africa alone, and over the course of the next 5 years, we are looking to capture just 10% of the market. Well, it's a premium service, so we're going to be charging $400 a year to use CareTrace. The thing there is many benefits is coming with this. So it's a yearly subscription. And with this yearly subscription, a patient gets 2 continuous glucose monitors of their choice. So we give you 2 continuous glucose monitors. You get a yearly access to consultations from our nurses and endocrinologists. And then if you are a provider, and you onboard patients that are in your clinic who are diabetic, you get discounts. Your patients can also get access to discounts that they can use to sign up for their HMOs and other platforms to give them access to better health. So how are we going to grow our platform? We're going to grow our platform through referrals. We're going to work with clinics who already manage a number of chronic disease patients. So we're not just going to be coming to patients directly to reach out to them. So these clinics who already manage these patients are going to be the links through which we reach this patient. We are not the only ones that are playing in this field. There are other startups who are doing amazingly well. But like I mentioned earlier, what stands us out is that we are using all of this data that we are collecting to give these patients patient-specific meal plans. So you don't just come to me, I just don't give you a meal plan that is off the shelf and just say, try this, try this, try this. I'm doing all of this because I have seen the data that is coming from your continuous glucose monitor. So far, we have built our app. It's currently in testing. Then we also have 2 clinics in Edo State who have agreed to use CareTrace in managing their patients. And then over 50 patients have joined our wait list. Okay, so in our first year of launch, we hope to reach $50K in revenue. After doing our calculations recently, we saw that this is a very, very long way to go. So we might likely review that. And then we hope to reach 1,000 members, 1,000 users rather, on our platform. So we have an experienced leadership team, and combined, we have over 7 years of experience in healthcare technology and digital healthcare solutions. Okay, I'll pass. Okay, so we have just one vision: to become Africa's leading digital healthcare service provider, and we want to help as many people as possible monitor and manage their health conditions better. Thank you.
Okay, so given the kind of solution it is, I'm assuming we all have a lot of questions. So the 2 of you executed, you shall not be asking questions here. Does anybody in the audience have questions? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, let's start with you. Okay, let's start with you.
Okay, you mentioned the price for about $400, right? That's equivalent to $280,000 per individual.
Yes.
Right. Now, in my field as a business development executive, I look at customer ranges and people who are actually prone to all this type of diseases. Are you trying to say this will be limited to a specific client? Not everybody can afford $280,000 in a year.
Okay.
And I have people who are living with it. You mentioned in Edo State, I used out there, and I know quite a number of people who have this thing and do not even have the money. And what is actually cutting the niche is this chemotherapy, I don't know what is their names are. You just go there and siphon money from them due to lack of knowledge. Now, digital platform, these individuals also do not. I know of someone who is living abroad, and his mother is having this issue, and the mother does not know how to even manage it herself. He actually employs a maid who sometimes miss the plan, and she's been paid. How do you manage that?
Okay.
Then, investing and all that, but how do you get the product out there?
Okay, thank you so much for your question. I would like to take 2 questions, please. So any other person that can go ahead.
Yeah,
so
I think you had the question.
How did you get your first 100 customers?
Okay, thank you. So I'll come back to your questions. So the first you asked is, are we going to just target the people who can pay over $280,000 and all of that? There's some information I did not mention in the slide because I was trying to, but it is not a pay once kind of a thing. So we have people have the options to pay over the course of the 12 months in a year. People have the options to pay, but they're going to sign up. We're going to create the options for them to do that over the long term, whereby we know that guaranteed they're going to continue the payment till the end of the year. So what's the second thing you asked again? Okay. Investing, how we're going to manage all of that. Okay, so the thing is, this solution is not novel. And then I understand the buzz around fintech is maybe dwindling, and then everybody's trying to go to energy and health and all. So what we tend to do is to try as much as possible to build and scale very, very fast, so that we can maintain the synergy that we already started with. And then we're going to raise funding we're looking to not much, maybe $100K. That's about 48 million or 50 million. We don't want to do more than that. And with this investment, okay, so another thing we initially considered doing was building our own continuous glucose monitors. But after looking at it, building our own continuous glucose monitors defeats the purpose of scaling really, really fast. So what we do is we're going to partner with already existing solutions, and then patients can have the options of choosing either of these. In that way, we're also going to cut costs on our end. Does that answer your question? Thank you. So, okay. There's the other question you asked, how are we going to get our first 100 customers? Okay, we've already talked to a lot of people during our research phase. And then from the 50 people that have already joined our wait list, they're part of the people who we did our experiment on. Okay, so we did this experiment in 3 states, in Lagos, in Kwara, and in Edo State. And then we got the highest number of people in Lagos, mostly on the island. And then most of these people, they were not actually the ones who have diabetes, okay? So they had somebody that had diabetes. And then they were willing to pay for these people because they've seen the pain and the stress that these people go through. In Edo State, most of the people, when we spoke to them, when we talked about how much were they willing to pay for them to monitor or manage their diabetes, and we told them the considerations or the ranges our fees fall into, they were more like, wow, they're already managing themselves using existing solutions. They get a glucometer, they pierce themselves more blood in a glucometer, and it's working for them. Why would they want to switch to a digital solution? Again, it seems as if we are focusing on a different class of people. For those kind of patients, given the number of people who die from those conditions, the doctors do not have enough information so they visit their doctors once in 3 months or once in 6 months. And the doctors keep asking, when was the last time you did this? How was this in January? How was this? They don't have all of that information. But for patients who are going to be using CareTrace, I can see everything that happened with your blood sugar from January, February, March, April, May. So I can see it, and I can even provide a response in real time. There's also an option in our app that allows us to trigger patient relatives. So you can include your doctor or a relative of yours. So in case you fall into a critical condition, let's say hypoglycemia, your blood glucose goes very, very low and you faint or you fall down. So it can trigger people who you put in the app so they can know exactly where you are and provide response.
Yeah. So that's fantastic, right? So you have a wait list.
Yes, we have a wait list.
100 people on that wait list?
50 people on the wait list.
Okay, so have they paid?
No, they haven't paid.
So why haven't they paid? They need the product.
Okay, we are still, like I said, our app is still in testing. Okay. We've not launched. But
yeah. So they don't need to pay to use the app, right? The app is content.
Yes.
So they can pay so that when it comes, they can use it.
Okay, we'll consider the option.
Okay, thanks. Someone else. Yeah, Victor.
So the first person has a question. I think that's something in that line, but I don't think that's what I think he said something about having a friend whose mom doesn't know how to track and do that. So I was expecting to hear something about you guys
patient condition
to use that. But, so my question is, this is app-based, and most of the people that have diabetes
and the remote privileges. Yes.
Okay, there are cases of younger people having that. Most of these people are not tech-savvy.
Okay.
So, and your solution kind of, I've seen data, I've seen charts.
Yes.
How would they understand that?
Okay.
That's on you to teach them. But don't you think that's also cutting some people? Because some people are not interested in touching things like this, using technology like this. And most people, Nigerians who are rich on Twitter, they are not rich on So, how will they afford this? He said people
You pay
subscription.
Yeah, subscription based.
So there are people with diabetes that can't even afford. So I'm paying for drugs and also paying to check or track my diabetes. How do you place these people? Or they are not in the sample size? Those are things I want to know.
Okay. Okay, so you got a question. Let's take one more.
Yes, let's take one more.
You have a question.
I think, riding on what he has said, let us also look at the age.
Okay.
and Nigeria or Africa. Maybe you might have to explain how the digital system works. You said it's embedded in the skin, right?
Yes.
And I have to carry it on there. So there's a social behavioral norm with having something in your system. You start hearing our people say, oh, 666 has come, you know, and things like that. So there might be need for behavioral change. How do you really plan to overcome that behavioral change, you know, especially for that class? For the young ones here, we might not bother, but for those people, it's something to look at. Then another thing again I also want to look out for is, you have an ambitious target, 1.2 billion, but you said you don't want to reach these individuals who are paying you directly. You want to go out to the hospitals. How do you really plan reaching your market targets when you are already leaving hospitals who are not in any way forced, you know, to do that? So from an investor's perspective, how am I sure the hospitals will be very effective to help you raise the 1.2 billion you are looking out for, since you don't want to do the work of bringing these guys on board? And then the third thing I think I also considered is, you already have 50 persons in your wait list, but yet you said 50K revenue a year seems a bit ambitious. And I'm kind of like wondering, 50K revenue for 400 is just 155 persons you need to be able to get that 50K revenue. So are you not, is there something in this model of finance or something that we don't really know that makes 125 persons really much of a problem or a target for you to really get and also continue building your business? So I think those are the three questions I saw.
Okay, thank you. So your question first, where you talked about the technology, the bridge in the gap between the use of these technology, the people that fall in the age group that usually have diabetes. Okay, so that is why we have the option of so because this is a pitch, I didn't get to explain all of the things that happen with the options that we have for clinics. Okay, so for the two clinics that actually signed up in Edo State, one of them is a little big clinic. It is called Divine. There's another one that's just a very small pharmacy that manages about 10 to 15 diabetic patients. And then what he does is that before we came, he did not use a laptop. So the patients come and then he measures their blood pressure, he takes their blood sugar and he writes it, he logs it in a book. Now with our clinic option for him, we are empowering him with a laptop. We are training him how to use the solution now to manage the patients. In fact, in the trial version of the app that we built, it did not connect to the CGM. In fact, the patient will still use their traditional ways to monitor their blood sugar and just open the app and log in the details. So we could only track their blood sugar, their blood pressure, their temperature that they manually logged in because it's not yet interfaced with the CGI. So for the training of the people in those people in those areas, what we're doing is that we are still providing touch points for them in the sense of people in these small clinics, in these small clinics and pharmacies who are going to be providing or helping them with this solution. Okay, for bigger facilities, what we did for bigger facilities already have outlined ways of managing their chronic disease patients. And then for most of them that we try to talk to, they already have their outlined processes, and then they wouldn't want to switch or turn over that processes directly over to us. So patients have the option of joining our program, like they just see our program and they want to join our program, not necessarily under their clinic. But we wanting to do it under the clinic makes it easier for us to reach a pool of patients who we know this patient is having diabetes, is being managed by a clinician, and then this clinician already has like a history about them. But that doesn't exclude people who are not being managed in clinics or who want to use our platform directly. So on the second question about the age range, the people who fall within the age range, mostly elderly people. Prior to this time, mostly elderly people. But with the data that we have in recent times, the high rise of sugar in carbonated sodas and other beverages in the market, the rise of diabetes is really, really on the high. And we now have younger people who have their livers, their kidneys, and other organs of their body come under immense pressure because it has to process a whole lot and a lot. But that is another discussion. So we now have younger people who are technological savvy, and then they are now within the age range. But we're still going to be providing continuous training, user trainings on how to use the solution. As regarding the cost is something that we really, really considered. Like the question that you asked, for the 50 people, like he said, you have 50 people, why have they not paid? That is because we have actually tried to get some of these people to pay, and then they want to see a CGM. They want to get the CGM, and then they want to take, okay, so there is something that's involved in installing the CGM. It takes a minimally invasive surgical procedure, very minimal. It's just going to take like about 10 minutes for the clinician to help you insert it. You can insert it yourself, but it's going to take a few minutes to get a clinician to also help you insert it. And then, so for that, it's not a painful process. It's not like it's painful, they're going to do surgery, cut your hand open and insert something. It is attached on the surface, but it is it's going to enter your subcutaneous levels very little. So it's going to make contact with your bloodstream. Okay, some people are going to ask, how about carrying that around, like the question you asked? Okay, so people can attach per arm or at the lower abdomen. And when you dress, I can see everybody here. For most of us, I cannot see your upper arm because your cloth is covering it, or I cannot see your lower abdomen as well because your cloth is probably covering it. So these are areas that are covered. Again, these devices, it's going to, if you involve in a whole lot of physical activity, moving up and down, running, sports, and all of these things. So our devices come with what we call a user strap. A strap can allow you, is a very tiny strap that holds it in position in your arm, or you can just put it in your lower abdomen and the strap just wraps it around there. So it is non-chargeable. So a device lasts 6 months, and in that 6 months, you would not need to charge it. It's going to die. The life cycle of the device is going to end after 6 months, and then you're going to get a replacement. That's why you'll get 2 devices a year. So at the end of 6 months, if you can replace your CGM yourself, it's easy to replace. You can go ahead and replace it. It comes with a replacement kit. If you do not want to replace it, you can replace the CGM for you. I think that answers all of the questions. Okay, lastly, as regards the investment. Okay, so we have tried to get a whole lot of people to sign up. But because our app is still in testing, we do not want to give them a half package. So they pay and they're just waiting. But we believe that we'll be able to reach the milestone, but we do not want to exceed, or how do I say this? It is not an easy target, but we're going to work towards it.
No, I thought you plan pushing the hospitals.
Okay.
The hospitals, right?
Yes.
Who are your primary ones?
Yes.
How do you really plan pushing them to reach your own expectations for your SOS?
So unfortunately, he will not be able to answer that question here because our time here is up. So that was actually a good one. You can hang around and talk to me. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right. So we've come to the end of Pitch Friday again. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming. So. Yes, so we are 1 week away from the Lagos Startup Expo. It's going to be holding on May 20th. That's next week, Saturday, at Landmark Event Center. So you can always go to the website, lagosstartupexpo.com, to register if you've not registered. And if you have a startup or a product you're building and you feel like you need a lot of people do that. So once again, thank you so much for coming around. We have small chops, so you can wait to get that. Thank you.